guys, welcome back to my channel. Mermaid Nina here. Well, I'm back with another updates video because a lot of amazing, crazy things have actually been announced this week. So I thought I would break them down for you guys and also let you know what's happening in case you need to quickly get a few of these things. So first thing, of course, is the 50th anniversary is what? In 2 weeks. That is so crazy. I cannot wait. I am actually going to be there for the 50th. I can't wait to see the new shows and all the characters and their new outfits and the 50 new statues. Have you guys heard about the 50 new statues? I know I've talked about it, but all of them are up. The 50 new statues are up and they're throughout the 4 theme parks. So people are, of course, going around taking pictures of all those statues. They have a new sign out in front of the Magic Kingdom. They've been putting banners everywhere. I mean, the 50th anniversary is becoming in full swing right now, and that is uber exciting. So I just can't wait. I am going to be there. Are you guys going to be there? Who's going to be there for the 50th? And if you're going to be there, did you choose to do Magic Kingdom on October 1st? Or did you choose Epcot? Again, I don't know which one is better. I picked Magic Kingdom. Both have new shows coming out. Disney Enchantment over at Magic Kingdom is their new fireworks show. Epcot's got Harmonious. Epcot also has Ratatouille, which is opening up on the 1st, but Magic Kingdom's gonna have the characters in their new outfits. Speaking of characters in their new outfits, who has seen my most recent video about the McDonald's toys? If you haven't seen that video, make sure you guys go check it out. But I was lucky enough to score the 2 main characters from the McDonald's collection. There they are right there. Look at how adorable they are in their new 50th anniversary outfits. So I cannot wait to see them in person. I am uber duper excited. But since this is an updates video, just in case you didn't see my McDonald's video, the McDonald's toys, there's 50 of them, and they started coming out September 14th, so just a few days ago. And because there's 50 of them, it might be kind of hard to collect all 50, although I know many have. But now's a good time to run out, head to McDonald's, get a kid's meal, or not, that's in the video, and go ahead and see which of these sculptures you can get. I was lucky enough to, like I said, to get Mickey and Minnie and several others. So make sure you guys check out that video. But let's get into the actual updates. I have a whole list of updates for the theme parks, but before we touch on Disney World, I needed to do a little update on Disney Cruise Line. So a few weeks ago, I put out a huge video exclusively on Disney Cruise Line and their updates. But of course, Disney, being Disney, changed their policies over and over and over again. So I wanted to update a few of you who may be thinking about taking a Disney cruise, or perhaps you have one booked and you kind of want to keep up to date. So the big things that have changed, other than the fact that the ships are indeed sailing, they are sailing at limited capacity and all these things that are happening, they came out and announced a few really big things. Now, this isn't necessarily Disney specific. This is many of the other cruise lines, and they are kind of following the CDC and, you know, the other countries that they do port to. So this is kind of following those guidelines. But essentially, anyone ages 12 and up, 100% needs to be vaccinated, no excuse. Any kid 12 and higher, any adult, if you want to cruise Disney Cruise Line anytime soon, you 100% need to be fully vaccinated. And once you get to the once you get to the port where you will then, you know, disembark on the ship, is you need to also take a test right then and there to make sure you indeed do not have COVID, because what we have learned is people who are vaccinated are still getting COVID, but a lot of people are missing this update. Also, kids 11 and under. Obviously, if you're 12 and you're not vaccinated, you can't go, so you need to be vaccinated. Kids who are under 12 who can't be vaccinated right now do need to test prior to getting to the port. So 24 hours to 3 days prior to the cruise, you need to take a test and you need to upload and show proof of a negative COVID test. Then, in addition to that test, once you arrive to the port, ready to get on your ship, you have to test again. Basically, Disney is making sure no one, at least in that moment, is getting on that ship with a positive COVID test. So previous to this, if you were vaccinated, you didn't have to do the testing. That is no longer the case. Everyone is testing at the port. And sadly, those of you who are choosing not to vaccinate for whatever reason are also not allowed on the ship. Again, the exclusion is ages 11 and under because you can't vaccinate right now anyways. And due to all of this testing, they have updated the insurance policy requirements as well. And rather than getting into that lengthy story, if you're headed on a Disney cruise, make sure you look into that. But basically, I'm just going to say it. They're making it harder for people to cruise right now. A lot harder. And we have a cruise scheduled for later in this year. And sad to say, I am canceling because it just feels a little difficult at this time. Even though I am sure cruising is amazing, I'm hearing back from lots of people, cruises are amazing, but I do have two littles and all this testing is just kind of making it a little bit harder for my family when we could just go to Disney World and not have to worry about it. So anyway, that is the update for Disney Cruise Line. But let's get into Disney World because I know that's why you guys are watching this video. First, it was announced the Finding Nemo musical is ending. No more, not coming back. People were livid. They were furious. Turns out one of those blogger, flogger people post things went ahead and announced the wrong information. The Finding Nemo show is not ending for all of eternity. It is actually getting reimagined to a new show opening 2022. So as previous announced, it was going to be gone forever. Disney had to quickly put out information that says, nope, that's not true. We're actually just going to reimagine it. I don't know what that means. I have seen Festival of the Lion King reimagined. So it's hard to see. I mean, are they going to remove the puppets? I know it's kind of hard to do the singing and the dancing with the puppets and you're near each other because obviously we need to do that 6 feet social distancing thing, but I'm not sure how they're gonna reimagine this Nemo show. But for those of you who don't know what it was over at Disney's Animal Kingdom. It was a fabulous show with these amazing actors and singers who actually had full-blown giant like puppet animatronic characters from Finding Nemo. And they would kind of dance and do these shows. I mean, it was amazing. And they were totally interactive with the audience. And it was an amazing show. Again, I'm going to keep saying the word amazing. Sorry. So to hear that it was getting forever was kind of heartbreaking, especially for those amazing actors and cast of the show. But again, Disney said, nope, not forever, just reimagined. So stay tuned for that over at Animal Kingdom. Next up is Steakhouse 71. So I have talked about this. The wave of American flavors over at the Contemporary Resort was getting rethemed and renamed into Steakhouse 71, 71 being the year that Disney World opened. Well, Steakhouse 71 is opening officially October 1st. And they went ahead and put out their menu. And I must say, there's a few items on there that look scrumptious. So if you are heading to the parks anytime soon and that is of interest to you, make sure you check out Steakhouse 71 over at the Contemporary. Look at that menu, guys, because a few of those items were a little drool-inducing. Yeah, so pretty exciting. Now this is the big one, okay, the one of many big ones. There were a lot of big announcements that came out this week. Space 220. Who knows what I'm talking about? Well, you all should, because I've been talking about Space 220 for a while. That is the new amazing restaurant that is opening at Epcot. It has been opening for years. They have been just constantly having issues with menus and chef and then COVID and all these things. And it was finally announced that Space 220 was opening September, what was it, 15th? That it is finally opening up. But then everyone was like, okay, great, I want to go, but how am I going to get there? I need reservations. When can I make reservations? So Disney finally announced it. I'm sorry, it opens September 20th. I knew that 15 didn't make sense. Space 220 opens officially September 20th, but people wanted to know, how do I make reservations? So this is what Disney says. September 20th through 26th, no advance reservations. It's going to be walk-up only. Thanks, Disney. That sounds incredibly difficult. So for those of you who are local, this might be a little easier for you, but for those of you who are on your like precious Disney vacation, I doubt you want to be running to Space 220, being in line for hours, hoping to get a reservation. But if that interests you, yes, Space 20 from September 20th through 26th will be walk-in only. However, starting September 20th, Monday, you can make reservations for Space 220 starting September 27th and on. So that means for the 50th anniversary, that means for the holidays, that means for whatever. If your booking dining window is indeed open right now, starting Monday, you can secure, or try to, secure Space 220 for dates September 27th and on. So, for those of you who are like, Nina, that's just too many dates. Essentially, if you are headed to Epcot for that first week that Space 220 is open, you have to wait. You have to just walk in. For those of you who are heading to Epcot the week after, starting September 27th, you can indeed make an advanced dining reservation. So there you go. It all happens September 20th. That was a crazy one. If you don't know what Space 220 is, it's an amazing new restaurant over at Epcot. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. That's going to shoot you off into space and give you crazy, worldly, dining. It is a multi-course meal, lunch or dinner. Prices are, I think it was $55 for lunch, $79 for dinner, which includes the 3 courses, which indeed includes dessert. It's totally supposed to be immersive. You're supposed to see views of space and all these crazy things. And of course, it's the one thing everyone wants because it's been supposed to be opened for the past 2-3 years. It's just crazy. So yeah, Space 220, guys, starting Monday. All right, let's keep going. Crystal Palace, I have talked about this a little bit, but this is just a quickie announcement. Crystal Palace has officially turned into a buffet. So I was recently there, sadly not at buffet. I was there for the menu, which was delicious. It's in one of my videos, but they are now buffet. I was hoping the menu would stay the same. It did not. So the menu items that were, menu are completely different from the buffet food items. So make sure you check out those items prior to making those reservations. I will note that they are going to keep my favorite strawberry shortcake as dessert. So I am pretty excited for that. In fact, I have reservations for Crystal Palace as a buffet for the 50th. So stay tuned for that video. Next big announcement. Oh my gosh, so many big announcements. Dessert parties. Who remembers dessert parties over at Magic Kingdom? I do. Dessert parties were a nice way to kind of 100% guarantee that you were going to get a prime fireworks spot to, view the fireworks. But then you also got a little fun dessert celebration before the fireworks. So Disney has announced dessert parties are back starting October 3rd. Of course, it's not starting on the 1st, which is when we're all going to be there. It starts October 3rd. I apparently can't talk tonight. Sorry, guys. And they went ahead and came out with 3 different options, which is kind of a new thing. So the first option is basically pre-party. So you are going to select a time pre-fireworks, the party being the fireworks, pre-fireworks that you will then go and shove your face full of dessert, and then you will have a primo prime viewing spot of the fireworks in that garden circle hub area in front of the castle. The second option I do believe is also pre-party, but it includes a seat to the fireworks. I do believe the seat is over there by the plaza. So instead of standing, you can then sit and watch the fireworks. Not everyone likes to stand. Sometimes sitting and eating during the show is fun as well. So that's option number 2. Option number 3 is post-party, right? So during the fireworks, you're gonna get your standing spot, right? Over there in the hub, right in the grassy area in front of the castle. I always call it the grassy knoll. I know I shouldn't. And then the dessert will be after the fireworks. So you will select a time after the fireworks to then shove your face full of dessert. Of course, the dessert is crazy and various and all those great things. The price starts out at $99 per adult and $59 per kid. If you're choosing the option, which is basically during the fireworks show and you're sitting, of course your price is higher. And I will announce this because I get a lot of you asking. Food allergies. If you have a special diet, sometimes they accommodate you, sometimes not so much. And don't expect the accommodations to be as big and amazing as everyone else's desserts. It's very common to get like a plate of fresh fruit, pre-baggied cookies, and maybe dairy-free ice cream depending on your allergies. So if you are going into it with food allergies or dietary concerns, you're basically paying for your spot to see the fireworks. You're not really gonna get your money's worth in dessert. I get that question a lot. I have been to these dessert parties several times, so I'm just giving you guys a heads up. But these dessert parties are very popular and booking has already opened for them. So if you are headed to the parks anytime soon and your dining window is indeed open, you are gonna wanna secure one of these 3 Magic Kingdom dessert party reservations. Next thing up is Club Cool. Now this has been all over the YouTubes as of late. Club Cool is like, I don't know what you call it. It's like a refreshment, air conditioning / shopping weirdness over at Epcot. However, it is very well known for one particular thing. This is a place where you are gonna go and taste test various Coca-Cola beverages from around the world. This is like Coca-Cola's like refreshment post, so to speak. But there's one very famous beverage in there known as Beverly. I am not gonna say anything else about it, especially for you newbies. Make sure you go check out Club Cool over at Epcot, get some air conditioning, and make sure you taste test Beverly. It's highly important that you do so. All Disney fans must 100% do this thing. So do it, guys. Beverly, don't forget. Next thing up is the new Epcot store. So Mouse Gears, which was this giant, huge store kind of near a test track over at Epcot, is getting reimagined, right, into the creation shop. It's a very modern and new age, awesome store that is open. People have been, YouTubing and getting videos of the store. Really excellent new merchandise, really cool decor, but they went ahead and showed a few of the items that are going to be exclusive to this shop, and it's pretty cool, like Epcot themed gear. You know, the giant golf ball? I love to call it the golf ball. Spaceship Earth, the big globe, has been featured on several items, including a jacket, interactive light up mouse ears, a mug, a backpack, a vase. OMG, absolutely love the awesome shapes of the golf ball. And those are gonna be featured in a few of these items, which I'm sure are gonna be sold out pretty fast. So yeah, those are the two really big things over at Epcot. So make sure you check out Beverly, make sure you do it, and check out the new store at Epcot, the Creations Shop. Next up is, this one's pretty exciting to me, the Candlelight Processional. Who knows what I'm talking about? Okay, so I do have a video on the Candlelight Processional. Make sure you guys look that up. But obviously pre-COVID, the Candlelight Processional was this awesome holiday experience that you did have to pay a special separate ticket for over at Epcot. Epcot? Yes, Epcot. I'm having a brain freeze. Sorry about that, guys. It is a special Christmas holiday thing over at Epcot, and it features a bunch of carolers and choir singers from all over Florida, and they would kind of sing all this Christmas amazing music. And there was always one speaker, one very famous speaker, that alternated dates every couple of days. We'd get a new famous speaker, and they would kind of just retell the story of Christmas. Nothing more magical, to me anyway, than the Candlelight Processional. I am talking Nina tears like a crazy person. This is something to me that helps me bring on the Christmas spirit. I have issues at Christmas time due to some family sadness that has happened to us. So for me, Christmas is kind of hard. I try super hard to get into the Christmas holiday spirit. Very, very hard I try. Something about the Candlelight Processional really helps me do that. So it is returning finally. It'll start November 26th and go through December 30th. They are still narrowing down on which famous actors will be participating, but I can name a few that were always there. Whoopi Goldberg was always there. Gary Sinise is who we saw last time, so check out that video. And of course, Neil Patrick Harris is a very popular one. You know, who doesn't want to see Count Olaf give his retellings of the holidays? So yeah, pretty awesome. Disney did announce that sadly, due to COVID and everything going on, they are not going to utilize choirs from the Florida area. They're going to go ahead and use cast members right now to fill in the choir. So I'm not really sure what that's going to look like, but I'm assuming they're not going to have the hundreds of people that they used to have, because they literally would have kids and teenagers and whatnot from all around the Florida area being part of this choir. And it was just hearing everyone kind of sing at the same time was, I don't know. Love it, guys. Absolutely love it. So yeah, Candlelight Processional is back again starting November 26th for the Thanksgiving Christmas season. Now, I saved the best for last, the absolutely biggest announcement outside of Space 220 that recently came out is Rise of the Resistance. Disney announced starting September 23rd, no more boarding group. No more. No more waking up at 6:59 and constantly trying to refresh, hoping by 7 o'clock you got a boarding group. No more missing out on that boarding group and then waiting around until 1 o'clock while you're in the park. Everyone's kind of huddled in a corner trying to get it at 1 o'clock, and then you hear half of the people cheer and the other half of the people just kind of murmur away. No more. Disney is turning Rise of the Resistance into like a normal ride. You just have to get in line in the standby lane. That's it. Rise of the Resistance boarding group, no more. You just have to wait in line. I have mixed feelings about this. I personally kind of loved the boarding group. I hated it in the beginning, but I learned to love it because I was always successful at getting a boarding group, and I liked knowing that at a certain time I was going to go on this ride. The idea of a standby line sounds easy and simple, right? But it makes me wonder how long this line is going to be. But either way, starting September 23rd, you need to figure out how you're getting to Rise the Resistance. Are you going to like rope drop and book it? Are you going to wait till the evening and attempt it? I am very curious to see how long this line is actually going to get, because due to the boarding group, the line could only get so long because everyone had a different time slot. Now it's going to be kind of a free-for-all like all the other rides. Very interesting. And of course, one has to wonder, why Disney is doing this. Are they doing it because crowds are so low they don't need boarding groups? Maybe. Are they doing it because they are preparing for Genie Plus, which could drop anytime? Possibly. I mean, I do know that Rise of the Resistance has gotten a lightning lane sign, so I do know that Rise of the Resistance is going to be part of the Genie Plus features. Or are they dropping the boarding group right now for Rise of the Resistance so the guests who are going anytime soon can focus on getting a boarding group for Ratatouille? It's anyone's guess at this point what Disney is thinking. Sometimes I wish I had a good old crystal ball and try to figure out what Mickey is thinking sometimes. But yeah, that's the big update. Rise of the Resistance, September 23rd, no more boarding group. However, Ratatouille has been rumored to be a boarding group when it does come out. So of course, stay tuned for all of that info. But I hope I helped you guys out, or at least gave you guys some much needed info that you were really kind of searching for. But as always, guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If the subscribe button is red, please click it, turn it gray, hit the bell icon for notifications, like this video. It totally helps me out, guys. And comment. I just gave you a lot of really big stuff. Which one are you like, yeah, I can't wait for Space 220, or OMG Nina, no boarding groups at Rise of the Resistance, whoop whoop. Tell me what you're thinking. I want to hear from you guys. Absolutely love chatting with you all. But as always, guys, mahalo for watching. Nina out. Bye.